In this video, I'm going to decode this meme over here that's become quite popular online. There are similar memes to this. Let's read it. Yes, so it starts with an agreement. You agree with something. And what's the declaration? I am old school. So you are agreeing that you're old. Old means something is falling apart. Old means something has become irrelevant. So you are agreeing with something that's passed away. So you're holding on to the past. I have good manners. I show respect, and I will always help those who need me. Let's decode this for a moment. You're old school. School means you've been conditioned into what? To have good manners. What is a manner? A manner is a prescription of how to behave. And who has determined it's good? The school. Okay, so you're conditioned by the school. I show respect. What is respect? Validation. Especially to those that are considered in higher rank than you. So respect is validation. So you show validation and you always help those that need you. Okay, so think about this. I will always help those who need me. But it's all in line with the school. So when the school needs you, you ought to be loyal to the school. And here's another part of it. It's not because I'm old-fashioned. Hold on a minute. A fashion is something that goes on in a community for a moment. If you claim that you're old school, that means you're holding on to something of the past. So how can you hold on to something of the past and not be old-fashioned? When something has been conditioned into the people, it has been fashioned in a particular way. So if something is old, that means it's old-fashioned. So this is a contradiction right over here. It's because I was raised properly. When is something proper? Who decides when something is proper? The school does. So this statement over here is a narcissistic statement that you are considered relevant and significant because you follow the old school, which implies that the new school is trash. So this is a narcissistic declaration right over here. But many people read memes like this and they clap their hands, they give a standing ovation, or they say amen. Even many believers. And they don't question what they are agreeing with. This video is going to be very brief. I want you to beware of old school narcissism. This is what I mean with it. Many of the norms and expectations of the past are defective. Many of the things that used to be tolerated in the past, if you would do them today, you would end up in jail. If you would smack your child and people find out today, you'll be in jail in many countries. And they have scientific evidence that shows that it traumatizes the mind of the human being. And that later in life, they will have relationship issues because of it. In the past, you had the right to do it according to society. That right is non-existent. You had the right to be violent towards your children. Today, if you dare to do that, people tend to turn on you because they think, what is this? Why? Because today, it has become more obvious how narcissistic and stupid being violent towards your own offspring is. You're just as mortal as your offspring. I mean, when it comes to your body. If you don't have food nor water, just like your offspring, you'll fall down to the ground and die also. So why should your offspring give you this godlike validation? And what gives you the right to violate them if you don't get the validation you crave for? You don't do the same with a police officer, nor with a soldier, nor with your employer, but you do it with your own kids. That's cowardice. Now, in the past, this used to be tolerated as the norm. And people got along with it. If you do it today, more people dare to say, stop it, cut it out. So old school relates to how people were conditioned in the past. And many people want to hold on to the past because it worked. Yes, those toxic expectations worked in the past, but it produced a lot of filth that people cover up. Child abuse that was condoned in the past, not always and everywhere, but in general was condoned in the past, and that's why you had so much filth in society, in the community. But the filth was covered up, and because you had no photography, no way to record videos, no way for mass and instant communication, much of the filth was forgotten. Today, you can record the filth and save it for decades. So now the filth becomes more and more obvious. That is the difference. When it comes to manners, respect, and all those concepts, what people are really saying is they want to be validated and left alone. So that implies that they have expectations towards you that you need to comply with. And they have the reasons when they expect something of you. But when you expect something, they always have the reasons why they're not interested. So they have the right to be uninterested, but you better be interested in validating their expectations. And you're not allowed to question it, because if you question it, violence occurs. That is old school. So what is there that's praiseworthy about being old school? Remember, morals and ethics are religious in nature. And God is not part of religion. So why are believers clinging on to old school values that have nothing to do with Christ? People often agree with things without questioning them. And once they're so invested in the thing they don't question, now they don't want to be challenged. Now they want relief by blackmailing others into what they agree with. Look at the science of something. Can you scientifically justify demanding validation from others, no matter what, at their expense, and expect them to even be okay with it so that you are not challenged? Is there a scientific justification for that? No, there isn't. So it's not real. It's not healthy. It's destructive. So why are people keeping destructive cycles in place? Because they don't want to be responsible. That's it. I'm going to remove this meme now. Just understand that much of the values that the world embraces are really cover-ups for the fact that they are only interested in their own relief. And that's what happens in societies often. When the structure is falling apart, you will have the young people cling onto the old structure that was abusive in the past, that was openly defective, but now they'll pretend as if those old structures were always good and that the defects of it were minor. Now the young people are in denial of the harm their grandparents and ancestors went through. Such things often happen. Being raised properly. If you are so properly raised, then why don't you follow Christ? Then why do you have wrong thinking patterns? Why do you seek relief? Why do you always have your reasons? Why do you have this tendency to validate people's negative wills? Why do you cling onto concepts that go against Christ, that even go against reality? Folks, we have to give up old school narcissism. Am I saying that everything that was done in the past was wrong? No. Just don't cling onto a past that never happened. That's it for now. Keep agreeing with Christ and be at peace.